Hi, are you wondering what the best self-care strategies are? In mental health, self-care is kind of a funny term, and it's a term that kind of brings about some aggression, especially for my supervisees who tell me time and time again, Eric, I don't want to have one more thing to do, and doing self-care is just one more thing. But unfortunately, we work in a field that takes so much energy from us. If we're not doing good self-care, we're going to get depleted very, very quickly. So tonight's episode is all about self-care, and I'm so glad you're joining us. Hi and welcome, Eric Nance here, Dark Side of Therapy, the show where we look at new clinicians, we look at what they're doing, we look at ways to help them prevent burnout, and we look at ways to help them have the best careers possible. Now, self-care, again, is a funny term. It's a term that's probably not used nearly enough because we don't like to talk about self-care. It's one more thing to do. It bogs us down. But I'm here to tell you, if you don't do good self-care, the chances of you lasting in this field very long are pretty slim. So I have come up with 10 self-care strategies that I think you can apply in the real world. Some are tougher to apply than others, but if you can apply a couple of these every single day, build your way up, I think you're going to make it and maybe find some renewed energy along the way too. So here's my 10, starting with number 10. Get off your phone before you go to sleep. This is a research-based suggestion here. When you're on your phone, you actually stimulate your brain. And that's the last thing you want to do before you go to bed. And so many of us do it. I talk to my supervisees about this all the time. Screen time is not a good thing, especially, again, when you're trying to get a good night's sleep. So get off that phone. Number 9, get a good night's sleep. This is something else that comes up we don't talk about a whole lot, getting a good night's sleep. One of the fundamental things we should be changing or doing with our clients and also doing with our supervisees. But again, it's tough because none of us seems to sleep well these days. But again, another great reason to get off your phone. Getting off your phone, and again, this is evidence-based, is going to improve your sleep. Now, if you're a new clinician, number 8, say no to new clients. This is a tough one because in the agencies we work in, if you're a newbie, guess what? You're going to get a lot of cases. You're going to get the cases nobody wants, and you're going to get the cases nobody else needs. If you don't start establishing boundaries right away, you're going to get buried. And yes, this is the almighty supervisor talking. I give you permission to start saying no immediately. Number 7, embrace being behind. You think you're going to be caught up in this field ever? No. I've been in this field 25 years. I have not met one clinician that's ever been caught up, okay? Because the minute you think you're caught up, something else comes down the pike. Whether it's a diagnostic assessment, a treatment plan, some kind of peer review you're doing, you're never going to be caught up. Embrace being behind. Number 6, exercise. I'm on my own personal exercise journey right now, hopefully. Every week it's going to show. I know how hard it is to put exercise into your schedule. It's also one more thing to do. But think about this. Exercise is a great way to get negative energy out of your system. And nobody who exercises ever complains, man, I wish I hadn't have done that. I've never heard one supervisee say to me, hated the exercise, wish I hadn't have done it, maybe hated the exercise, but never regretful. So exercise. Number 5, this is a big one, play. Play. Here's what that means. Fun is the greatest energy creator we have. Fun. You know why? Because we lose track of time. Because it gives us good energy. And so few adults play. So few adults play. If you come to my office, which we're going to show you in a few weeks here, you're going to see a lot of play stuff. You're going to see video games. You're going to see action figures. You're going to see a lot of stuff a 9-year-old should probably have. And I have all this stuff for one simple reason. It's fun and it gives me good energy. Number 4, get your own therapist. There are people in the field who would say if you don't have your own therapist or consultant or analyst, you have no business doing mental health because you're giving so much of yourself every single day. You need a place you can go that's not your family where you can unwind, unload, and say all the nasty things you need to say. And a therapist is a perfect way to do that. Don't be ashamed of it. It's kind of hypocritical if you think of it. We don't shame clients for coming to us, so don't be ashamed of that. Number 3, get away from people. I know that sounds terrible, but you work with people all day, sometimes 12 hours. People take energy, people drain energy. You need to have a resource to get away from people, whether it's taking a country drive, finding a spot in the house where nobody's there, putting on music, doing something to get away from people so you can recharge. Number 2, I love this one, listening to music between sessions. I've gone so far as to even have themes for different clients. Don't worry, they're all appropriate. Just kind of building up to the kind of client I'm dealing with. It's also a chance to unwind. My favorites, I love to play the classics, love to play Enya. Anything that either helps me unwind or gets me prepared for the next client. But I found using music between sessions to be indispensable. And number 1, this is really important. Cry, emote, express emotions, get angry, get in touch with your dark side, whatever you need to do to get negative energy out of your system. We don't allow therapists very often to cry and express themselves, but they need to as much as anybody else. And for you new therapists out there who are trying to be strong and hold it all together and look like you know what you're doing all the time, stop it. Just stop it. Allow yourself to feel, because you need to. You can't escape your biology any more than your clients can escape their biology. So allow yourself to feel. So those are my 10 practical self-care strategies that will work in the real world. Try some out. Mix them up a little bit. But don't be neglectful of any of them. Try them out. So again, thank you so much. This is Eric Nance for The Dark Side of Therapy. Please subscribe. And if you like the video, please hit like. And please leave us a kind comment. Thank you.